Hi guys, it's Ray here from City Fan TV. Hope you're all doing very, very well indeed. And to all our new fans and subscribers from Malaysia and Indonesia, selamat pagi or selamat datang. Good morning, welcome, I think, if I get it right. We got a lot of new fans over in the Far East in Malaysia and Indonesia. So hello and welcome to all of you. And guys, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. We've gone over 20,000 subscribers, I think earlier this week. It's a crazy number. The channel slumbered for a while, and then in the last 6-9 months, it's done remarkably well, I think, on the back of our finance videos. And hopefully, overall, when I'm chatting with Bernard and stuff, sensible chat from match-going fans who have got a lot of years' experience between Bernard and me. Over 100 years been City fans. I think Bernard's coming up to 60 years as a City fan. I'm at least 50 years as a City fan. So you get it from guys who, Bernard especially, went a lot to Main Road, and done my time at Etihad Stadium as well as on the road. But yeah, if you can subscribe, it'd be great. Hit that bell icon. You'll be notified as soon as new videos come out. And if you like what you see, give us a thumbs up. Always nice to get a thumbs up, and make some comments in the comment section below. I love that interaction with you fans. Now, we're on January the 11th, okay? I've done a couple of transfer videos, but basically to say probably not going to be any transfer business this window, and that Calvin Phillips might not be going away for various reasons. You can go and check those videos out on my channel. I'm just saying that because there's probably not going to be a lot of transfer business going on. There might be a couple of kids that we buy, but big stars, really doubt it. In all this fluff, it was fluff about Joshua Kimmich. People coming out and saying, yeah, he's coming to City. He's going to come in January or in the summer. He's only got 6 months left on his contract. Well, apparently he hasn't. He's got 18 months. So I'm not going to go into a lot of transfer talk because it's tittle-tattle. It's not worth it. Let the other guys do it because they want to put content out. They want to talk stuff that ain't going to happen. People want to believe them. That's their choice. I'm just going to stick to the little bit of transfer talk. I will talk about Kimmich at some point this month because he's somebody I looked at last year as well. But this video is about someone who's already here, and that's Erling Haaland. Let me just have a quick slurp. My friends in Malaysia, that's Teh Tarik. Very poor Teh Tarik bought in the UK in powder form. If you can give me a good recipe for Teh Tarik, I love it. I love a good Teh Tarik. If you can give me a good recipe, I would be in your debt forever. Right, let's get on what this video is about. I'm talking about Erling Haaland. It's taken me a couple of minutes to mention his name. Erling Haaland. Now, there's somebody on my channel, I think it's Alec, who every time we win, he comes up with the same point. Who needs Erling Haaland? And we joked about this, but here's a serious question. Who needs Erling Haaland when you're doing so well without him? Now, some people will say it's scandalous. It's blasphemy to talk about Erling Haaland in such a way. Honestly, people, you need to look a little bit beyond. Okay? People, I think, sometimes get a little bit over the top, bit melodramatic about what's going on. Okay? And what Erling Haaland means to this team. Look, don't get me wrong. He's a phenomenal player. Absolutely phenomenal. But we were losing games when Erling Haaland was playing. To be honest, if you look at the games we've lost this season, Rodri hasn't played 4 times for Manchester City this season. And we lost every single one of those games. The games that we lost, Rodri didn't play. He didn't play the last game against Huddersfield Town in the Championship. Every time we've lost, or every time that Rodri didn't play those major games, we went and lost. Okay? Now, if you look, so I think it's a little bit more important to us than Erling Haaland. I'm not saying Erling Haaland isn't important. Please don't get me wrong. Please don't go and try and misquote me. But let's look. Pull up my stats. Let me pull up my stats here, guys. Okay. Now, Erling Haaland got injured a little while ago. He's been missing for 8 games. Those 8 games, okay, we won 7. We won 7 of the 8 games that Erling Haaland didn't play, and we drew the other one 2-2 at home to Palace when we were winning 2-0 with about 15 minutes to go. So really, we should have won that game. We had chances. We didn't take them. Give them chances. They scored. We should have been 8 from 8 without Erling Haaland. We scored 25 goals in 8 games, averaging 3.1 goals per game. Look at the results. Okay. Now you could say, I am going to go through the results. You could say, and I can't argue if you say this, we haven't played anybody decent in that run. You know, we've had games against a championship side in Huddersfield in the last game in the FA Cup. We played Urawa Red Diamonds in the World Club Championship. Played Fluminense in the World Club Championship. You could argue that they're not brilliant teams. Okay, you can only beat what you're up against. In December, we beat Sheffield United 2-0. Sheffield United, bottom of the league, or second bottom of the league. Okay. We beat Everton 3-1. Tough game, but Everton, wrong end of the table. Okay, if you didn't take out those 10 deducted points for their financial irregularities, they'd be mid-table. Okay, but that's where Everton are. Okay, let's go back a bit more. We had the game against Fluminense, Urawa Red Diamonds. Okay, not much cop, those two teams. Before that, Palace, we drew 2-2. We beat Red Star Belgrade before that, 3-2. We beat Luton Town, 2-1. We lost to Villa. Oh, I think those are the games. Sorry, we lost to Villa 1-0. I think Haaland played. I'm just checking. Yeah, so those are the games without Haaland. Go back to Luton Town. Now, you could argue, and I think it's reasonable to say, we haven't beaten much. Okay? Sheffield United, as I said, second bottom. Urawa Red Diamonds, not great quality. Fluminense, not great quality. Okay, Huddersfield Town, championship, bottom end, wrong end of the championship. So Sheffield United, Everton, before that, as I said, Palace at home. Red Star Belgrade, not in our league. Nothing, nowhere near us really, and we scraped home against them. Luton Town, bottom of the table, second bottom, them and Sheffield United propping up the table. When Haaland did play, Aston Villa, we lost 1-0. Spurs, we drew 3 each. Okay, Haaland played there. Against Leipzig, got over the line, 3-2. Liverpool, 1-1. Chelsea, 4-4. Okay, so the games Haaland played, we weren't winning. The games he's not played, those 8 games, we should have won all 8. Okay, as I said, I repeat for the 3rd time, not against great competition. But we should have got ourselves over the line against Palace. But we can only beat what's in front of you. We're going to find out possibly this weekend when we play Newcastle what we're all about. Now, Newcastle are in a bad run. Haaland, I don't think will play again. So we'll see. They're probably the best team we played in the last 2 months or since Haaland's been injured. Or since Haaland's been out. They're probably the best team we've played. But they're on a bad run. So you can still argue, if we go and beat them, you can still argue we haven't beaten much because they've got so many injuries. They're on a really bad run. I accept that. Totally accept that. But I think it was Alec, whoever it was, has a point. City have won 7 out of 8 games without Erling Haaland. And the reasons for that is other players have stepped up. We've gone back to kind of playing a false 9, which was very successful before Erling Haaland came. Yeah, we won 2 league titles on the bounce without Erling Haaland, without a proper striker, without a proper forward. Now people like Foden has really stepped up. He's doing the business. Alvarez, he's popping up with goals and assists. Bernardo's working his socks off, doing really, really well. Even with Doku out, we've had Grealish stepping in. Now Doku's back. I think we'll see us as a more potent attacking threat. Okay? Even people like, who else has stepped up to the plate and helped out a lot. You could see Kovacic last game he had a pretty good game. Yeah, forget about the opposition, but he's played pretty well. Even Nunez has done okay when he's come in. So obviously Rodri is Rodri. So we've had a bit more about us. And the thing is with Haaland, I've said it for ages, the focus is Haaland. Everybody's looking at Haaland, slipping the ball into him. Last season, Haaland was scoring, I think it was 1 in every 3 chances. Yeah, 3 chances or 1 every 3 shots. He scored 1 in 3. This season, it's been 1 in 4. Now, you might think it's not a lot different. But over 20 games, 1 in 3 gets you about 7 goals. 1 in 4. sorry, yeah, 20 chances. Sorry, if you've got 20 chances, 1 in 3 gets you 7 goals. 1 in 4 gets you 5. You might think, well, that's not a lot. It's not much, but it adds up. When you get to 50 chances, if he has 50 chances and he's scoring 1 in every 3, like it was last season, he gets about 17 goals. When you're getting 1 in 4, you're getting 12, 13. Over the course of a season, that adds up. And what that means is he's not as clinical. And I said this all season. We've been missing golden opportunities. Haaland's been missing golden opportunities to put us in the lead early in games. And when you're 1 or 2 up, it's very rare that teams come back when City are 2-0 up. Okay, Crystal Palace was an aberration. It was a rogue result. Really, we were 2-0 up, 15 minutes ago. We should have been winning that game. But I just think he's missed too many chances. And as I said, we've gone back to this false 9 thing, which we were so successful at. So successful. We've gone back to that, and lo and behold, we're successful again. Okay. As I said, we're going to find out when we start playing, for want of a better word, the better teams now. Okay. To be honest, Haaland's going to be back. So I think after we played Newcastle, I don't think Haaland's certainly not going to start that game. The next game is in 2 weeks' time against Spurs. I think Haaland will be ready for that. So we'll have the Spurs game. Then we've got the Burnley game after that. When we get into February, we start getting some more tougher games. Brentford away, Everton at home, hopefully not. FC Copenhagen away, Chelsea at home, and Bournemouth away. Haaland will be back, and we'll see what difference he makes. Okay, actually, a lot of these games aren't too tough. You'd think, Everton at home, FC Copenhagen away, Chelsea at home, Brentford away. It's not going to be easy, but it's still not going to be tough. Burnley at home. Okay, so maybe we're not going to find out till March what difference Haaland's making, because March starts to get tough. We've got United in the league at home. We've got Liverpool away in the league in March. We've got Brighton away in the league. And at the end of March, we've got Arsenal at home. So that's a really, really tough month. So I think that's where we'll probably find out a bit more about where we are. But we've seen so far this season, Haaland, as I said, he's missed a lot of chances. We've lost games with Haaland. And the focus is on Erling Haaland. As I said, pass the ball early. Now, without KDB, with KDB being injured for basically all season, maybe that's hurt Haaland's stats, because Haaland was getting, I would suggest, either easier chances last season or chances where, he was scoring some phenomenal goals from crosses, a lot from KDB, where he'd turn up and you think he can't score from there, and he does. Okay, because of his size, his reach, his athleticism, he's scoring these wonderful goals. Now that KDB's back, maybe Haaland's conversion rate will rise again, get back to 1 in 3, maybe 1 in 2. We need it. That might make the difference. So I'm not saying, please don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we should be not playing Haaland. We should be dropping him and going back to a false 9. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying it's not worked as well as we would have liked without KDB. We're going to find out over the next few weeks, KDB and Haaland in the same team with Doku as well, what difference does that make? Because we've never had the opportunity, maybe not even the first game of the season. I can't remember when KDB got injured, but if ever, we've not had Doku, Haaland, KDB on the pitch together. That's going to be very interesting. Can you imagine a front 5 of Doku, KDB, Haaland, Bernardo, Alvarez, and Rui? That's 6 players. That's too many. You're going to pick 5 out of those 6. But look at all that attacking talent. So we're going to find out very, very quickly what difference Erling Haaland does make to this City side. Will we carry on winning games? Will the last 8 games be kind of a rogue part of the season because we weren't playing much quality opposition? Or will Haaland turning up set us off on another wonderful winning streak against better opposition? We don't know. Honestly, we don't know. It's conjecture at this moment. It's, there's no crystal ball out there. We're just waiting to see what difference Haaland and KDB together will make. But as I said, it's very interesting that we're winning games without KDB, without Erling Haaland, without Doku. Okay. When we bring all these quality players back in, let's see what happens. I'm not advocating for Haaland not to be playing, but I'm also saying sometimes you've got to look at the opposition. sometimes you've got to look at them and say, this might not be a game that's suited for Erling Haaland. Now, Erling Haaland has that ability to score something out of nothing. Okay, he can do nothing all game, have no touches in the box, not very few touches at all, and come up with a couple of goals. So he's got that mercurial talent of finishing off chances, but not. Hey, that's Erling Haaland complaining about. I'm digging him out, but he's got to. For me, when he does come back and start, once he's fit enough to play regularly, he's got to be contributing more goals more often. He's got to be more clinical. We need him to be more clinical because, as I said earlier in the season, it causes a lot of problem in games when he wasn't scoring goals from his good chances. There were early chances. There were great chances, not good, great chances where he should have been scoring, and not scoring those goals left teams in games. It allowed for teams to draw with us when they should have got battered. It allowed us to scrape past teams when we should have been battering them. So, I'm hoping he comes back. And the great thing about having this ability to play without him is we can wait till he's properly fit. There's no point bringing him back. He's been out for 8 games. No point rushing him back when we don't need to. Give him time, get over his injury, properly get over his injury, come back fully rested, fully prepared, fully ready to go. And hopefully Erling Haaland will get back into this season and carry on scoring a ton of goals for Manchester City. Guys, as I said, that if you're new to the channel, it would be fantastic if you could subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you're notified as soon as new videos come out. Take care, everybody. We'll see you around Blues.